Hi chums, right, you know what this is all about. Okay, we're doing Cara again, and this is Cara, and this is number 4, and number 4 is one large Cara, bought seed and a Livingstone's mix. Livingstone's is a priority compost, and I had some of that left over, so I mixed it in with the compost I was using. So there's a couple of them have that, just to see if there's any difference. So we'll see, is there? There's one thing I've noticed here, and this is not me counting my chickens. Well, it is me counting my chickens, or counting my eggs before they're hatched, or counting my chickens before they're hatched. But look at this. There's bumps. You can see bumps down the side of the buckets, and there's bumps here. And bumps are good. We like bumps, because Chris certainly showed us all what that was about when he got like 900 pounds of potatoes out of one pot. Right, so yeah, hi chums. I've been a bit guilt-ridden about that for a few days there, because I was thinking to myself, have I just gone like politically incorrect here and insulted all the ladies that watch these videos? Because I don't know whether you're supposed to talk about chums and chumesses, but it sounds a bit sort of contrived, doesn't it? But I remember going to Canada, when I worked in Canada, and I was sitting talking to 3 of the girls at work during our lunch break, and there was just me, and another girl walked in and said, "Hi guys," and I thought, oh, gender recognition issues here, this girl doesn't realise there's only one guy here, but nobody else reacted like that there. And then a while later, another girl walked in and went to another situation, "Hi guys," and then a fellow walked in to 3 or 4 girls and went, "Hi guys," and I realised that guys has become gender neutral. So we'll assume that chums is gender neutral as well. Okay, so it's chums. It shall remain as chums, because hi chums and chumesses sounds a bit sort of, it's a bit sort of complicated and convoluted, isn't it? Anyway, we need potatoes. Big excitement today. The car hunt starts properly today. I'm going to look at a Nissan Qashqai at about 2 o'clock. It's around about 12:30 now, and I'm going to look at a automatic diesel Nissan Qashqai. They're claiming 61 to 69 miles to the gallon, which is a lot better than 16 to 20 that I'm getting at the moment. But some people have told me with the Qashqais, well, Nikki in particular said there were some issues when people have back issues, and it didn't do their backs any good. Other people said she said it felt a bit cramped. Someone else said to me, you'll have problems getting into a Qashqai because of the fusion in your spine. My spine is fusing already, you see, so it's harder for me to get into cars. I have to kind of duck down and bend my knees to get into cars. It sounds like everybody else does that, but it's a very contrived sort of thing I have to do to get in. And he said, you're going to have a problem, because when you get in, you're going to duck down, and when you come up again, your head's going to hit the door, the top of the door. So we'll check all that stuff out when I get there, but I'm a wee bit excited about it, you know. But I've got the usual thing. I phoned up and said, can I speak to John? We'll call him John. And Eddie, the other salesman, said, I'm sorry, John's not available at the moment. He's got a lot of appointments today. And I said, I'll tell you what it is. I was thinking of calling over to look at the Nissan Qashqai, the automatic. I was talking to him earlier on in the week. Oh, that's okay. Come on ahead. I'm sure we'll get somebody to sort you out. We've got a lot of customers coming in today. And I said, that's dead on. I said, tell you before we go, did David give me this number to contact him? 028 193 71405 or something like that. And the guy went, no, that's not our number. And I went, oh, that's okay. It's on the page of notes here, so maybe it's somebody else, another garage. So I'll just play them with their own game, because there's no way there's loads of customers queuing up at the end of January to buy cars, you know. Nobody has any money. So we'll open these up. I'm going to promote a channel today, and it's got nothing to do with wood turning or gardening or anything else I do in this channel. Okay, we'll get these opened up first. Well, unfortunately, the pot came out a lot easier than Chris's did, so there'll be no £22 or whatever it was in that. I'm going to promote a channel. I need to tell you how I found out about this channel, but I'm trying to do this without sounding maudlin, you know, but I need to tell you how I found out this guy and what happened. You know, most of you know my sister died in tragic circumstances about a year and a half ago, 14 months ago, whatever it was. And that's on my mind all the time. I basically think about nothing else, you know, and it's why a lot of things are getting held up on the wood turning channel and this channel, because sometimes it's just hard to get going. But one night I couldn't sleep and I was looking through videos on YouTube on suicide, and I was finding lots of very sad stuff, you know, but I couldn't find anything about sort of anybody who had sort of an older sister. My sister was 57 when she 55 when she died. And I was trying to find something here, that's alright. And I was looking for something that might come up with that. So I typed in my sister's suicide, and a video came straight up from a guy in Belfast called Tom McLean. And he was in Roselawn Cemetery talking about how his sister had taken her own life 4 years earlier. And it was in circumstances very similar to my own sister. There were mental health issues, and he was talking about how trying to come to terms with it and trying to understand it, and that some people make a journey not easier, but they can cope with it better than others, you know. And he spoke a lot of sense. So I messaged him back, and I said to him, I thanked him for putting the video up, and I explained the situation with my own sister, and that it was very therapeutic and cathartic to listen to him, because he was saying a lot of the stuff that I felt, you know, but I hadn't really verbalized before. So we then communicated back and forth, and we discovered that there's a lot more in similarities and differences, because we're both teachers, we're both retired, we both love making videos, we both had a sister who died in tragic circumstances, we both live in Northern Ireland. He's only about 30 miles from me. But I started watching his channel then, and he has a very interesting channel. He does short videos, and we like short videos because it means we don't have to commit for a long time, you know. But what he does is he seems to carry his camera with him everywhere, and he videos stuff about Northern Ireland and about Belfast in particular. And he does sort of history from the First World War, the Second World War, the Somme, and then he does the history of the thing we euphemistically call the Troubles here, when we had that awful 40-year period here. And he does some stuff on the repercussions of that and some of the murals that have gone up since, and explains that who the people were and why they ought to be well remembered, you know, because some people like David Irvine, for instance, who was a Protestant politician, took huge risks for the peace process, and unfortunately he died. And we could be doing with him now, as Tom said, we could be doing with him and others like him now, you know. But anyway, he also does a lot of history about Belfast, and he'll go round and he'll show you Belfast from the viewpoint of someone who lives there or lives very close by. And I'm learning a whole lot. And I lived in Belfast for about 4 years when I was a student, but I didn't learn as much as I'm learning now from Tom's videos, and there's some fantastic stuff. There's one up today about a huge oil rig that has just come into Harland and Wolff to be upgraded, service I suppose, or get amended and put back into condition again. And he was down looking at huge big sort of tourist boats, them big cruise ships. He does the history of streets. It's just a really, really good channel. His name is Tom McLean. Now I'll put an annotation down below, where I'm probably pointing this way. Yeah, the camera's upside down. I'll put an annotation down below to let you know how to get to him. I would recommend him because he's an interesting man. The stuff he covers is interesting, but most of you will never get to come to Northern Ireland or Belfast. So this is a really good way to see Belfast and the larger conurbation of Belfast and the outlying areas around. He travels around the north as well and makes videos in our beautiful nature reserves and stately homes and stuff, you know. So you get a real good sense of what Northern Ireland is about, and part of the history of Northern Ireland. And the linen trade was huge here. It was absolutely huge. Linen and boats, the boat building was absolutely huge. And he does all that stuff and tells you about the economy, of how the economy evolved and where it went. It's just really good stuff. Now, I haven't watched all his videos because he's got so many up, but what I'm doing is I would get myself a cup of tea and then watch 3 or 4 videos, just as a wee treat. I don't want to watch them all at once because they're so good. I really love them, you know. So I'm not telling you to subscribe. I'm just saying I'm recommending him if you have an interest in sort of local history in other areas, and you just want to find out a bit more about a place you've maybe heard a lot of bad about, you know, because, you know, Northern Ireland had very bad press for 40 or 50 years there, and 40 anyway, and somebody said that the hardest job in the world was the head of tourism in Northern Ireland, and that's very true, because there was a line drawn from Dublin to Galway, and American tourists didn't go across that line because that was up into the bad north, you know. We don't want to go up there because those guys are all crazy, you know. But now that things are good here, excuse me, we're loving the tourists. We absolutely love having tourists about. And around where I live, around the Lough Neagh area, we get a lot of cycling tourists and Germans and Swedes, and it's just brilliant, you know. It's really lovely. I was talking to a French family here a couple of weeks ago who came over for a break, and they wanted to see Lough Neagh and the boating there. So it's just lovely for us to get people coming to see us, you know. And we love visitors, you know. We love visitors, and we love talking to people, you know. So it'll give you a chance to have a look at Northern Ireland from a different perspective than you might have seen it portrayed on the news for the last 4 decades, you know. And it's lovely to see something positive, you know. So give Tom's channel a go and see what you think, because you'll not be interested in everything. The same as my channel, you can't be interested in everything in my channel. But there will be stuff that you'll think, oh my goodness, I didn't realise that. Especially stuff connected to the Titanic and to the World Wars. Northern Ireland played a huge part in the war efforts, and in boat building and plane building. These Shorts is a huge, Shorts and Bombardier are 2 big companies here to make the airplanes and missiles and stuff. Don't know if that's something to be proud of, mind you. But what do you call it? So the industrial base in Northern Ireland is very strong and still going strong, you know. So there you are. So my recommendation for this video is Tom McLean. I'll put the stuff down below there, and you can go and take a look at him. Okay. I haven't met Tom, but I will, and something tells me there'll be more than 1 cup of tea involved. So there you go. But anyway, I did tell him I was going to promote his channel, so this will not be a surprise for him. But it's just, it took a while to get round to it because I wanted to get a look at his channel myself, and I really love what I'm seeing. Now obviously, from my point of view, it's very interesting because I'm seeing parts of Belfast I'd never known anything about, you know. But from an international point of view, it'll give you a real good look at Northern Ireland and real life Northern Ireland, you know. Don't believe everything you hear in the news, folks. You know, we do love each other. You know, it's like every society has this bad 1%. You know. Now those aren't numerous, but they're bloody big, aren't they? That's one huge seed potato. Now when I'm talking about a big seed potato, I think I'm talking about something that's that size there, about the size of a medium potato, I suppose. I was going to say an egg, but not really. I would feel very sorry for the hen laid that, you know. So there you are. So we'll just get these boys weighed up into the bag. Where's my bag? There's the bag there. Right, so as I say, I'm going off car hunting now. So we're looking at Nissan today, and then on Monday Tuesday we're going to look at Daihatsu, and then on, I think Tuesday is going to be Mitsubishi as well. And then we're also going to look at Ford, the C-Max. I think it's the C-Max that Chris recommended. We're going to look at that. About £6 maybe, 6, 7, about £6 I'm going to say. Right, we'll see now to get my hands, get my gloves off here so they can get at the camera. So you didn't hear much today. You just heard me talking about Tom's videos, but there will be more. And I'm trying to get this done fairly quick because I want to get up and get a wee bite to eat before I go out, you know. This car hunting is, which one do I do? What's that one there, yeah. This car hunting is very, sorry, I forgot to lock the thing off there. This car hunting could be very hungry work, you know. Let's see now. Oh, Brandy, come on. Does that look okay there? That looks near enough, doesn't it? Right, we'll see. Hello. Oh, I forgot to take my wee yogi bob down here. Right. Now. Oh, go back to that. That's just no pounds, right? What I say about £6? I could stick with £6. Oh, 6.45, £6.5. What's that? 3 kilos, 3, 2, 6.6, about 2.85, well, 2.85 kilos, what did it say? 2.94 kilos. Okay, I wasn't far out. So there you go, folks. £6.45. We're happy enough for that there. That'll keep me going for a couple of days, you know. We haven't been eating as many potatoes recently. We're doing some of our pasta and rice dishes. My wife's in experimenting mode. And just making some class stuff. It really is beautiful stuff, you know. And I tell you, I'm not complaining about it, that's for sure. I'm trying to get this tightened up. So I'm just writing things down this time. Normally when she makes things, I say to her, that's beautiful, you make it again. And she goes, I can't. I go, why not? She goes, because I didn't write anything down. I just threw in a bit of this and a bit of that. Maybe natural cooks, you know. But this time she is writing things down. But what will happen then is, she'll write down the experimental recipes and then she'll do them a couple of times, change a couple of things, and they'll go, oh, that's even better. What did you do? Oh, I don't know. You know, once she gets her base recipe right, she just does what she wants then, you know. So, well, at least we'll have something to work from, you know. So that's us, folks. I'm going off car hunting and I'll get this video up. I'll see if we can get it up now before I go. I've got about an hour, so I don't even know what time it is. Probably about 12:30, 1 o'clock probably. So I'll be there for 2, which is 20 minutes will take me over to the car people, you know. And see my new best friend ever about buying a car. I love this, so I really love torturing these guys. Alright then, all the best now, bye bye. Oh, and don't forget to give Tom a wee look because I think a lot of you will find it very interesting. Alright, all the best now, bye bye.